Hey everyone, Colton Carnival here with Fast Graphs. We have another really exciting update for Fun Graphs, and it is a very powerful update. So just getting into it, we have done some bug fixes. So now switching between yearly and quarterly does not affect the summary tab or the financial statements. So that bug is now fixed. Now, hopping into some of the major updates. First of all, one thing that we have added is this drag to reorder these metrics. So I can actually drag these metrics around and it will change the order of them on the chart. It's a really useful feature to make sure everything is ordered really appropriately and visually pleasing. And yeah, it just makes the chart a lot easier to organize. The next item that we've added is also a slider to the bottom of the chart. So now you can actually run calculations on different time frames. Before you were only relegated to using the last actual and backwards, but now you can choose whatever time frames you want to choose and run calculations and analysis on these different time frames. Now, for the major feature of Fun Graphs, we now have a new ability for you to create your own custom formulas. So if you click on this Create Custom Formula, you'll get this window that opens up. And from here, you'll be able to create a formula with all of these available operators. So addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and exponential, and then also grouping things like parentheses. So for example, we don't have free cash flow margin available, right? We only natively have gross margin, operating margin, and net margin. So what I have done is I've gone through and created a free cash flow margin formula, and I can now add this to my chart. It'll show up down here as this little icon. So you can see that this is a custom formula compared to these different metrics. And notice that there is also an underlined name here. From here, I can also open up this custom formula and edit it. So I have created this formula here, free cash flow to equity gross divided by sales revenue gross times 100. I've formatted it as a percentage. That way it just shows up as a percent in this legend down here below. And now for every single company that I look at, I can go here, I can look at CCK, I can look at John Deere, whatever it is, I now have free cash flow margin. So you'll be able to create some complex formulas. You'll be able to now fill any gaps of data that you're looking for. I've even worked with some analysis where I'm checking free cash flow divided by dividends to make sure that dividends are covered by the free cash flow. So for example, we can do that with Johnson & Johnson. I can come here. I'm going to create a new chart, and we'll start from scratch on this one. I'm going to add a metric. Actually, you just need to add a metric to get started. And then what I'll do is hit Create Formula, and I will do free cash flow. So I can type in here, and all these items come up, right? I'm going to do free cash flow to equity gross divided by dividends gross, right? Or I'll probably choose cash dividends paid. I'll choose one of these. I'll choose common dividends gross and save this. And this now gives me a ratio of free cash flow to divs. I can name it up here. I can change this to a ratio, right? And then now I can even add a custom indicator. For example, I want this at 1. So then this shows me every single position where this is above 1, right? So Johnson & Johnson is constantly covering their dividends with their free cash flow. So it's just another indicator for me to see that. Maybe I'll update this indicator here for it to be a little bit more visible. We can make it red, for example, save these changes, and then now I have that line there available, and I can now run further analysis. So all of these formulas, you save them. You can create unlimited formulas. They'll run for all of any company that you search on as long as that company has data for it. And then on top of that, we also have a new formula manager and view manager section. So all of my custom formulas can also be edited from here, just like the views manager, which used to be under the portfolio tool. It's now moved to here. It's the same relative thing. It shows me which charts that these are on. I can edit the formulas from here. I can delete the formulas, so I can manage them from here. And then I do also have the ability to manage these custom formulas from within here. So notice I can edit this formula if I want. I can delete this formula completely if I want. And then removing it from the chart is done from here. So some really exciting updates. We're really looking forward to get your feedback on everything. And yeah, thanks for choosing FastGraphs, and thanks for being a FastGraphs subscriber.